Hello friends, welcome to JQuery tutorial. In this video, we are going to learn about negation pseudo class. So here we will learn selection by negation pseudo class. So the not pseudo class can be used to reverse the selection. So this is what we are going to learn here. Colon not. So this will reverse the selection. So you will come to know what is reversing the selection when we are proceeding through this video. In this example, we will have 3 UL tags with a sample list items. So here if you see, this time we don't have any nested list elements. We have body, then we have 3 UL elements. Those are all highlighted in yellow color, right? ID equal to fruit, ID equal to colors, and ID equal to countries. So these UL elements are identified by the specific IDs. We will apply a CSS class for all the fruit items, right? Then use not pseudo class to apply gray background to the rest of the list item. So add CSS class in the sense here we are talking about overline and underline. So first we will apply the style overline and underline to all the fruits, right? Banana, apple, mango. Then use not pseudo, this one, class, or not pseudo selector, it's not class. Then use not pseudo selector to apply gray background to the rest of the list items. So rest of the list item in the sense this is the rest of the list items, right? So first we select this, we will apply some CSS style. Then for rest of a list item, we will apply second CSS style. So this will be in one style and the rest will be in different CSS style. So here you are learning the selection techniques, and at the same time here we are applying some CSS style dynamically. In the CSS, the gray list item class sets the background color for the selected HTML element. So in the CSS, we define gray list item. We previously defined underline and overline. Now we will define one more class. Here if you see, this is one class, underline, overline. Then we define one more class in our CSS file and we name it as gray list item. In the JavaScript, the first statement applies overline underline style to all list items under the fruit list. That means now we need to look at the JavaScript, and if you see in the JavaScript, the first statement, so this is the first statement here. The first statement applies overline underline style, right? Because we make call to add class overline underline, so that will apply this class. We know that this will apply overline underline with blue text and bold, right? Overline underline style to all list items under the fruit list. That means this we already saw in the previous video. We kept this same line. The second means the second statement that we are going to see soon now. The second uses the negation pseudo class to apply gray style to rest of the list elements. So we know that here, this time if you see, we are not selecting the UL, we are selecting all the list items. Ash fruits, this is the one, right? Child, li, right? In the previous example, it gave only one JavaScript object. Here in this example, if you see, the ID is fruit. right? And it picks the UL, and we are asking child of this UL. Child of this is li, right? And if you see, it returns 3 JavaScript object by walking through the DOM tree. And this time we will add overline, underline for all these list element 1, 2, 3, right? This dollar function returns 3 JavaScript object, then dot add class. So that's the beauty of a chaining here. This returns the array of list. There are 3 objects, and to all these 3 objects, which is nothing but these 3 list items, we are adding the class overline, underline, right? The second statement, or the second uses, second means here we are talking about second, that is not yet shown here. The second uses the negation pseudo class to apply gray style to the rest of the list element. And if you look at here, $li not dot overline, underline, right? Since he marked here with the white line, you may not be seeing it clearly. I will read it here. $li means select all list item. This is pseudo class, double colon, not dot overline, underline, right? So here we are stating that select all the list item with overline, underline, and here we are setting the negation, right? Select all list item with overline, underline means it will select the list items here because we applied overline, underline in the first statement here itself, right? When JavaScript execution goes, it comes here, adds overline, underline for all this list item, and we know that we added this overline, underline in the first statement itself. And when we are forming the second statement, we are stating that select all the list item with the class attribute overline, underline. So it will select all these 3. Then this not, colon not, the pseudo class, negation pseudo class, tells that reverse the selection. That means first we selected this, then we are reversing the selection. That means rest of the list elements are selected. That's what this whole dollar function do here, right? Select all list with overline, underline class and negate that with this slash not. So now we have list of elements 3 plus 4, 7 JavaScript object is returned here, right? And we are adding the class attribute to these all, and we state class equal to gray list item. So the moment you add this class attribute, we know that what the CSS will do. CSS will apply list style as a square inside, then background color it is setting it as light gray. That means we are changing CSS style for all these 7 list items. Since we add the class overline, underline in the first statement, we use same class to reverse the tag selection, right? Overline, underline. If you see now, this overline, underline class which we added in the previous line is now part of the JQuery parameter, right? To the JQuery object, we are passing what we added in the previous line. You can see that here, right? And based on this underline, overline which we added in the previous line, we select the element, right? Then we reverse the selection, and after that we add the class gray list item. Then apply gray list item to the resulting element. So 7 is returned and we apply gray list item. Alright, now let's go to the demo. Now we will go to so I'm just selecting the last file so that whatever I add will get added in the same folder. New file, I'm clicking here and stating HTML 003. This is our third example. We will close the previous examples here. Just closing the tabs. right? So code was already explained, right? The HTML was already explained, so just pasted the code, HTML code here. Now let's add the second file. So this is the CSS file, and in the CSS file we will add one more style this time. So first one is the underline overline, and this is the gray list item style. List style, we are changing it as a square inside. We will see that when we go to the demo. Finally, we add the JavaScript function 003 pseudo.js. So this function was already explained, right? Now what we will do, we will run this, run and debug. Okay, instead of JavaScript we can go for HTML. Run and debug and choose web app, which here you can see banana, apple, mango, that is applied with our first CSS style, and the rest is applied with a gray background, and you can see the bullet style is changed as a square here. So now we will open the dev tools. So let's go to sources, click on just I reloaded it to see the JavaScript. This is our JavaScript, and let me keep a breakpoint here. So let's reload this again, and you can see the breakpoint is hitting here. All right, here I am using the Microsoft Edge. You can use the same F12 and do the same stuff in your Google Chrome browser as well. Now okay, I cannot place it here in the bottom. If you know how to do that, please tell that in a comment. Let me copy this link, close it, and open the Chrome and run there. So here I just pressed F12 and opened the same stuff in Google Chrome. What we can do here is, here we have the convenience of moving these elements move to bottom. Just right click, move to bottom. So here I moved it to the bottom so that we can visually see what is going on. So I'm just clicking on this, and this time I am in Chrome. So I put a breakpoint here at line number 5, and let me reload it. So if you see here, the first statement picks fruits, id equal to fruit, right? Then child of li, and if you look at here, these are the child of li, right? So remember, don't open this source HTML. Here you won't see anything during the debug, right? This element here represents the DOM elements, so that's the runtime, right? And fruit li ash fruits, so this is the one first get selected. Then this angle li, that means angle li means a child of these id fruits, or pick element which contains id equal to fruit. This one will get picked. Then pick all the child 1, child 2, child 3. You can see the left side screen also. First is here ash fruits, pen angle li, all these three childs, right? And see what happens when we execute. So all these three will be selected. Then we are dynamically adding the class overline, underline, right? Now let me do the step over, right? So I'm clicking on this step over, and you can see class is added here. You can see that how it is added at runtime, right? Also you can see here the underline overline is applied for all three list elements. Now here we are going to do the reverse selection, right? Now if you look at here, li with class attribute overline underline, because we already added that in the previous execution of the statement. At line 5 you can see class overline underline is added. Now $li, right, forget about this not, $li dot overline underline, that means select all the list elements, because here we have other list elements also, right? So pick all list elements with class attribute overline underline. So all these three will be picked, and this column not will tell that rest of the selection or reverse the selection. So first the li open close parenthesis dot overline underline will select all these three, but since we used the pseudo colon not, the selection will be reversed. All these three, not of these three, means all list element which doesn't have overline underline, right? That's what here the meaning. So you can read it like this: list not having class attribute overline underline, that means all these three. But here this not is meant to be pseudo class for the reversal. Now when we execute this, you can see gray list item will get applied to rest of the list. Now let me do this, and you can see the item will get blinked here when the class is added, right? We are doing the DOM manipulation here. This first part is selection, second part is DOM manipulation, and the DOM manipulation is adding the class, right? And at the same time, have a look at here the added class. Since we specified the CSS rule, right, 003 CSS, and if you look at that, the gray list item, you know what it will do, right? So that will get applied for the rest of the elements. Now let me go here. We are at the breakpoint, right? Let me do the step over, and you can see how the attributes, I mean class attribute, is applied to all these 7 elements. Also take a look at this. So you have to watch here as well as here. Now let me do the step over, right? So that's what happening. Now I will remove the stuff and reopen this in one more browser, and you can see how it is working. See, this is how it works. When you load it, you won't see, but we debugged it and we saw how the class attribute is added based on multiple selected DOM objects. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.